All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another live stream. We've got quite a few bits and pieces of news to go through, so that's why I thought it's ideal. It is ideal to make it a live stream and connect with you guys, see what you guys have to say as well. It's always interesting what the live chat is saying. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up Valan, my man. Big up Joshua, Bill, Marcus. We've got Kuba. Kuba, big up to you as well. Kuba is saying, big up unwanted brother Lukaku will smooth talk his way into Napoli and give us the brother that we really need. No, absolutely, man. We're going to talk about all of that. Lukaku and Osimhen swap deal. We want to talk about Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer wins the Chelsea Player of the Year award and Chelsea Players Player of the Year award as well. So we'll talk about that. He absolutely cleaned up, deserves it. And Ian Maatsen, what a story. What a story this is, Ian Maatsen. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I deep it, I feel like we are making such a big mistake. How? Do you know what? We're going to start things off with Ian Maatsen, then we'll move on to the Cole Palmer. I need to get this thing off my chest in regards to Ian Maatsen and see how you guys are feeling about this. Ian Maatsen's about to play in the Champions League final. Ian Maatsen is about to play in the Champions League final, and we are willing to let this brother go. I mean, does that sound strange? This brother will be playing in the Champions League final, and we're willing to let him go. How mad is this? How mad is this? And look at the way Borussia Dortmund defended against PSG right at the end. Look at the way Ian Maatsen defended. A lot of people have been saying, oh, he can't defend. He's not good enough to defend. You're having a laugh, honestly. You are actually having a laugh. And Valen's right. We have Chilwell. And we don't want to think about Ian Maatsen, who's potentially going to play in the Champions League final. Potentially, he's going to play in the Champions League final. Jesse, big up to you, saying pure profit. I understand this whole pure profit thing. I get that. I absolutely get it. But there has to be a common sense approach here. Is this the kind of player you want to let go? This guy is genuinely a supreme left back. I'm convinced. I've actually seen him in the preseason. You guys will probably agree with me. Ian Maatsen in the preseason with Chelsea, there were times he was playing in central areas, you know. He played everywhere in the preseason. He played right wing, he played left wing, he played in central areas too. There was a game, I think it might have been against Brighton or Newcastle, where there was some really lovely, intricate passes through the middle, and he might have put a ball through for Nicholas Jackson. I don't remember exactly. Was it Nicholas Jackson? Was it Mudryk? I'm not really sure. But he did something through the middle. I just can't recall. I'm convinced he can definitely do the inverted role. And he has the ability not just to invert, but then overlap and produce attacking moments as well. Yeah, Jesse's right. It was Jackson. Surely common sense has to prevail that once this season, like Ian Maatsen could potentially become a Champions League winner. Do you understand how big that is? He could potentially become a Champions League winner, and he's not playing like some Mickey Mouse teams. Borussia Dortmund's playing some top quality. Borussia Dortmund, albeit Ian Maatsen wasn't there at that moment. I understand that. Borussia Dortmund was in the group of death. I get it. Ian Maatsen wasn't playing for Borussia Dortmund at that time. But even in the second, what was let me have a quick look at this. I want to have a look at Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund's Champions League run. Let me just bring this up. Let me bring this up. We need to see this. From the second round, so Atletico Madrid, wow, they beat Far out, man. They were definitely not the favorites. I think Atletico Madrid was the favorite from that side to go all the way to the final. They beat Atletico Madrid. Yeah, 4-2. They lost the first leg 2-1. They lost the first leg 2-1. And then they won 4-2. Who scored then? Ian Maatsen was one of the scorers. Ian Maatsen was one of the scorers in the 4-2. Okay. So Dortmund played Borussia Dortmund played Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals. Who they play in the round of 16? PSV. Okay, so PSV was probably there. It was a bit of a walk in the park for them. Yeah, 1-1, and then it was 2-0. Who scored in the 2-0? Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho, another big story as well. Obviously, Marco Reus. But, man, Ian Maatsen, ladies and gentlemen, for me, he's got the attributes. He can defend. He can attack. He's got the right attitude. I just can't believe we're about to accept this situation of letting him go. It's mad to me. I can't even fathom that. I can't even deep that. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. Don't tell me it's for profit. Poch plays Gallagher and Chalobah even when they are leaving. It's his shallow mindset about height. Poch out. Now, you're right. It is about the height. But he could have deployed earlier on. Do you know what? Honestly, like when I think about it now, Ian Maatsen's been mistreated big time, man. Honestly, look what Cucurella is doing now for us. Ian Maatsen could have done that for us, We still could have played with a back three. We could have played Levi Colwell as an LCB, much like how we're doing Badiashile now. We could have played with Levi Colwell. We could have had whoever it is in the middle and on the right side. Play Ian Maatsen as that inverted role. We fully mistreated him, man. We fully mistreated him. We could have utilized Ian Maatsen, and we just didn't even bother. We just didn't even bother. And honestly, if it wasn't for that Aston Villa game recently in the second half, I don't even know whether Poch would have even made that change of Cucurella coming into midfield. I don't know why he didn't do that. I don't understand. And this is what I've been saying. Tactics matter. Ladies and gentlemen, tactics matter. It's not about just the individual quality. Of course, the individual quality matters. You can't just be a numpty. But there are certain times you can have an average player play very, very good in a system. Do you guys remember when people were getting upset with Thiago Silva? Oh, he can't play a high line. He can't defend. He's not quick enough. Oh, all of a sudden now Thiago Silva can keep a clean sheet? Because now the structure is nice. Last couple of games against Spurs and against West Ham, now the structure is balanced. There's cover for defense. There's cover in midfield. The attacking players, there's a lot of fluidity. A lot to do with tactics. A lot to do with Cucurella being able to do what he's doing on and off the ball. Now, all of a sudden, we can keep clean sheets. Literally, a few games ago, we couldn't do anything. There wasn't cohesiveness in defense. There wasn't any cohesiveness in midfield. And attack was just do whatever. Look at every single goal we scored against West Ham. Every single one of them was a team effort. Every single one of those goals against West Ham was a team effort. This is why I need Chelsea fans to realize. Concentrate on the structure. Concentrate on the tactics. It's not just about, oh, this player can't run. That player can't do this. Yes, there are certain players who are not good enough. We understand that. But not every single one of them. Our squad's actually a good squad. I've said it from the longest of time. Our squad is actually a good squad. And it just absolutely burns me that we had a player like Ian Maatsen till at least January window, and we didn't even bother utilizing him. We didn't even bother utilizing Ian Maatsen, and Ian Maatsen is now going to play in the Champions League final and potentially could become a winner. And on top of that, we could potentially sell the winner. It's just mad. And I don't know. I get it. Ian Maatsen, I think his relationship with Chelsea is over because obviously Ian Maatsen's father has said what he had to say about Chelsea. So that, look, Ian Maatsen ain't going to come back to Chelsea Football Club. It's finished. It's over. But it's just sad. It really is sad that we are willy-nilly selling Champions League finalists. We're just selling. But we're keeping Ben Chilwell. Lewis Hall is another one. Honestly speaking, Pochettino, he could have utilized Lewis Hall exactly how he's utilizing Cucurella. Because Lewis Hall is actually a midfielder. But we let go of Lewis Hall as well. But anyway, hopefully we don't make these mistakes again. This is why I say, right now, there are certain players that are clicking for Pochettino. Obviously, one of them being Gallagher. Another one, obviously, is Chalobah. Both of these players, Gallagher and Chalobah. I don't think Chelsea can get rid of them, man. Honestly, I'm starting to think you can't get rid of them. If you want this manager to do something, and I get it, the Ian Maatsen situation was most likely on Poch because he wasn't playing him. But if you look at the current situation and who he plays and how he's deploying them and what they mean to the team, he needs to get the backing from the sporting directors and the owners to keep players like Gallagher and Chalobah. But we'll see what happens. But it's sad that players like Ian Maatsen are potentially going to get out of this football club. Adnan, big up to you. If you like this structure, Maatsen ain't better than Cucurella, so he should still be behind the pecking. Okay, so Adnan, you're thinking about Cucurella now. I'm talking about when Cucurella wasn't even in the picture earlier on in the season. Earlier on in the season, Cucurella wasn't getting favored, and Cucurella was injured as well. There was a good portion of time Cucurella was injured. You're telling me Ian Maatsen can't do what Cucurella is doing for Chelsea Football Club? Joshua saying, Miss, check PYS. I will check PYS. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Do you want me to just leave my conversation and just jump onto PYS? Is that what you want me to do? Calm down. We will check. We will check PYS. We will check PYS. Don't worry. The news ain't running away anywhere. The news is going to be there. But let's talk about this situation. Ian Maatsen, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the live chat. Do you think Ian Maatsen could not have done what Cucurella is doing now in the earlier parts of the season? Let me know in the live chat. We saw how Ian Maatsen defended last night against PSG. Could Ian Maatsen not have done that? Could Ian Maatsen not have done that? DLM Perplex, big up to you, my man. Big ups, Miz. As a Madridista, I'd say we have moved on from Cristiano. As a Messi fan, I must say Barca haven't. That's why Real Madrid has added another UCL to the museum and Barca are getting humiliated. Miz, Cucurella was a proven Prem. Look, I'm not saying anything. I love Cucurella, man. I'm not taking anything away from Cucurella. All I'm saying is, it seems like Poch just didn't trust Ian Maatsen. Ian Maatsen was killing it in the championship, Adnan. In the championship for Burnley, Ian Maatsen killed it. Now, you may say, well, that's the championship. Championship's no Mickey Mouse League, There are some really good championship teams out there. I just wish we just trusted him a little bit. And you know what the crazy part is, Adnan? Pochettino was actually using Ian Maatsen quite a lot in the preseason. A lot of us thought Ian Maatsen's probably going to be utilized. Ian Maatsen's so versatile. We could have utilized Ian Maatsen in many different areas. Many different areas. It's just sad. Cost 60 million. Pep wanted him. How can you put Maatsen over him? Unproven, unproven completely. Look, not saying Cucurella is bad. I love Cucurella. I'm not saying Maatsen's better than Cucurella. But I don't think Maatsen's any worse either. Maatsen's a good level as well, man. I think this is where you're failing to understand, Adnan. Maatsen's a very, very good level. Maatsen couldn't handle the Prem physicality, bro. He was being bullied when he played. I remember the Brentford goal. He was pushed away to smithereens. I rate Hall higher than him. Wow. As I just said, Maatsen did a madness in Burnley in the Championship. If you think Championship is some sort of a weak mentality league, there's a lot of physicality in the Championship, man. A lot of physicality. And it's not like in the Premier League, brute force. You think brute force won us the match against West Ham? No. Silky movements. Smart. Thinking 2 steps ahead of the opposition. Of course, physically you need to win duels, of course. But it's not about the physicality. We're not beating teams in recent times because of our superior physicality. We're beating teams in recent times because we are working very, very hard as a team, and technically we look like far superior to our oppositions. So, yeah. All right, let's have a look at PYS. PYS. Check PYS. Check PYS. 8 minutes ago. Chelsea have asked Omari Hutchinson to return to Cobham next week. Omari will join training so Pochettino can watch him. Next week. And there will be discussion over his next step. Wow. Big news. Big news indeed. That's huge. That's actually pretty huge for Omari Hutchinson, man. That's actually pretty huge for Omari Hutchinson. Now, big up to Omari Hutchinson, man. Hopefully he kills it. Hopefully whatever Poch wants to see convinces him, because Omari Hutchinson now publicly coming out and stating that he wants to potentially play one more season for Ipswich. Ipswich, ladies and gentlemen, has been promoted. They've been promoted to the Premier League. So next season, Ipswich will be in the Premier League. And Omari Hutchinson has been public about the fact that this loan has been a dream loan for him. It's been a dream loan. The fact that Pochettino wants to see him and wants to see what level he's at, that's very good. That's positive. And I guess the other thing is, inadvertently, it kind of tells you that Poch is staying. It kind of tells you Poch is staying for next season. Which I had the feeling that he was. But yeah, right-sided competition, man. Madueke and Omari Hutchinson. I think that's going to be fantastic. I really do think that's going to be fantastic. We do need a left-sided player. I don't think we're going to get anyone from the right side anymore. Obviously, we're linked with Esteval Willian, but he's not going to come into the team anytime soon. I like it, man. Madueke and Omari Hutchinson on the right. What does that mean for Angelo Gabriel? He's probably going to have to go on a loan. Angelo Gabriel has to do what Omari Hutchinson did. Omari's loan has been unbelievable. Hutch, loan Omari for another season to Ipswich. Do you know what? Hear me out, Hutch. Hear me out. And let me know as well, once again, live chat. Hear me out. Shubham saying Olise. I don't know, man. Shubham. I mean, I would love Olise. But I'm not really sure whether whether we're in for Elise. I know there's few rumors saying we still are. I think Man United might be the biggest shot for Elise. If anything, I would want Elise to stay at Crystal Palace. Elise, please, one more season at Crystal Palace. Do a madness. Eze, Elise, Mateta, all of these brothers, just stay one more season at Crystal Palace. Oliver Glasner is going to do madness. Yeah. Angelo Gabriel will have to go on loan. Yeah, he'll have to go on loan and impress, just like the way Omari Hutchinson has. I think a championship loan will be very good for Angelo Gabriel. But Omari Hutchinson, he's killed it. Look, I understand, Hutch. Hear me out. Yes, a loan move to Ipswich will be good. Of course it will. He'll get game time for sure. But if we make it to Europa, if we make it to Europe, if we make it to Europa League next season, which I'm hoping we do, Omari Hutchinson will get game time. He will get game time at Chelsea. He will get game time. I would like to see him fight for a spot for Madueke. Just fight it out. Let the best man win. So yeah, look, that's a little bit about Omari Hutchinson. Now, we've talked about Ian Maatsen. We want to talk about a few of the other news now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to PYS. Yes, we want to talk about this. Osimhen prefers England over joining PSG as he already played for Lille. Osimhen comes over to England often during days off. Chelsea and Arsenal is the two options. I said that Napoli's director Manna is talking to Chelsea as he wants to include Lukaku. This is coming from Di Marzio. Di Marzio, as much as some of us doubt him, and I doubt him as well, he's coming up with some real details over here. I said that Napoli's director Manna is talking to Chelsea as he wants to include Lukaku. So, I mean, for Di Marzio to say such details, that would be ridiculous if he's just making up some news. Let's try and piece it all together. Osimhen definitely wants to leave. Osimhen definitely. Now, yeah, here we go. Lonwabo is saying, don't fall for it. Means, look, for an argument's sake, don't worry about what Di Marzio said. For an argument's sake, don't worry. Just think about it from a logical standpoint. Does it make sense? Osimhen doesn't want to stay at Napoli. I think that's a given. Can we agree on that? Does Osimhen want to stay at Napoli? I think he doesn't want to stay at Napoli. It's a given, right? So that's number one. Fact number one is Osimhen does want to leave. Okay, that's fact number one. Fact number two, if Osimhen leaves Napoli, Napoli will need a striker. So, this whole rumor about potentially Napoli director talking to Chelsea for Lukaku, once again, it makes sense. Because if you're losing Osimhen, you want a striker, and you want a striker that's done well in the Serie A. Lukaku has done well in the Serie A. Once again, he's done well for Roma this season. Last season, he did well for Inter Milan, and we know what he did for Inter Milan when Inter Milan won the Serie A. Obviously, they won it this season as well, but a couple of seasons ago when Lukaku was there. So, it makes sense from that perspective that Napoli director might be wanting Lukaku. And we all know Lukaku potentially wants to stay in Italy or perhaps Saudi Arabia, right? He doesn't want to come back to Chelsea Football Club. That much we know. Now, all of that makes sense to me. What doesn't make sense to me is, how are we going to pay these brothers' wages? Are we going to step away from the 150K per week cap? Because right now, the story goes that essentially there is a cap. Obviously, there are players like Sterling who's on high wages at the moment, but generally there is a cap on many of the other players. based on European featuring in Europe. So that may change. If we make it to Europe next season, some of these players, I think in their contract, have European bonuses. So if you do well in Europe, Europa League, obviously you're going to get some bonuses. Check Chelsea HQ, Miz. Okay. Let's check Chelsea HQ. What do you want me to check, bro? What do you want me to check? Old news? What am I checking old news for, man? Come on. Chelsea HQ or Chelsea? Chelsea HQ. I think you're talking about Chelsea HQ. Chelsea HQ, maybe. 1 hour ago. Chelsea are ready to offer Raheem Sterling to Crystal Palace in a swap deal for... who's... Are they kidding? Well, who's this source, man? Raheem Sterling to Crystal Palace. You really think that's going to happen? Raheem Sterling to Crystal Palace. Who is this source? TBR Football. Your place for news, opinions, analysis, and exclusive on all things football from the Premier League to the national... What a load of crap. Chelsea are interested in VfB Stuttgart forward Serhou Guirassy, who would be cheaper option to Victor Osimhen. Who are these people, bro? Who are these people? I don't even know any of these people. Nah, man, don't tell me all of this BS. That's why I don't... Nah, don't. Don't give me all of this BS. Marco Reus, what a story. I think he's going to MLS, huh? After leaving Borussia Dortmund, a free agent at the end of the season. Samir Nasri revealed on Canal Plus that Reus told him about the potential MLS move as talks already took place. Chelsea set to discuss Omari Hutchinson's future with players camp after he won Young Player of the Season with 11 goals and 6 assists. New loan, concrete possibility with Premier League, Eredivisie and Bundesliga clubs keen, and Ipswich Town still hoping to keep Omari at the club. Imagine Omari Hutchinson goes to the Bundesliga, man. Imagine he gets one of the Bundesliga loans. But it's got to be the right loan, man. It really does have to be the right loan. But anyway, coming back to the point. Victor Osimhen. How are we going to pay the wages? Are we gonna potentially look to break the wage cap? We should. We should. And the transfer money, the transfer deal, Lukaku plus a young player apparently, and on top of that 80 to 90 million euros. I think that's a bit excessive. If it's a Lukaku swap plus maybe, I don't know, 70 million euros, okay, no problems. But I think the release clause for Osimhen is quite hefty. It is quite hefty. Look, if they want Broja, maybe if it's Lukaku and Broja, maybe Romelu Lukaku and Broja for Osimhen. How much is Broja worth in this market, you reckon? How much do you reckon Armando Broja is going to be worth? We know Lukaku's about, his release clause is about 35 million, I think, right? 35 million. 35 million. I don't know. Broja's about maybe 15, 20 max. A lot of you guys are saying 15. So 35 plus 15, that's 50 million. And if Osimhen's... What's Osimhen's release clause? Does anyone know what Osimhen's release clause is? It's 150 million euros. Is Osimhen's release clause 150 million? I guess that's why he's 130. Okay, 130. So 130. So let's say Lukaku 30 million. Yeah, it makes sense. The quote that they said 80 to 90 million euros, it makes sense. It makes sense. It does make sense. Now, getting aside from that, Osimhen for me is for Poch next season. If Poch is staying, looks like he is, I think Osimhen would be perfect. I honestly do think Osimhen will be perfect for Pochettino. Works like a dog. Osimhen would press. He's non-stop working hard. And he's lethal weapon up front, man. He can head the ball. He's a header of the ball. He's quite ruthless with his finishing. I know this season hasn't been the greatest, of course, but I think from a physical standpoint, from a physicality standpoint, he'll fit in like a glove in the Premier League. And then Osimhen ain't worth it, man. Even if he scores over 20 goals, develop Jackson and get a proven backup for him. No one's saying get rid of Jackson. I don't want to get rid of Jackson. I want to keep Jackson, but Adnan, are you willing to take the risk? Are you willing to take the risk of leading next season with Jackson? That's a big risk to take, man. What you're saying, develop Jackson. Fair enough. I think we definitely have a responsibility to develop Jackson. Of course we do. But do you really think Adnan he's an out and out striker? Jackson, when it comes to crosses, he's not a good header of the ball. Can you develop? Can someone develop aerially? I feel like you either have the aerial ability or you don't. Jackson's too scared. When the ball, you saw Adnan recently, the ball came in, the cross, he had his hand on his head like this. He was too scared. But header, he's like this. In the box, look how indecisive Jackson is in the box. There are so many times Jackson should be taking the shot first time. Ball comes in, he needs to slap it first time. And he doesn't do that. There are so many times where Nicholas Jackson makes the wrong decisions in the final third. Nicholas Jackson, however, is still I want to keep him in the team. There is good value in him. There is very good value in him. Nicholas Jackson does a whole heap of other things very, very well. Presses well, works hard, got a lot of pace, dribbles well. Can cover defense. Off the ball, his work rate is immense. He's good at linking up at times. Yes, develop all of those attributes. I think Nicholas Jackson as a second striker, I think Nicholas Jackson would actually be very, very good. I can picture Nicholas Jackson and Osimhen working as in tandem together. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm ready to just gamble next season with Nicholas Jackson being the main striker and then have a Premier League proven backup. Who's a Premier League proven backup? Who would be a Premier League proven backup? Premier League proven backup. You have to understand, you're talking about backup. You can say Dominic Solanke. Is Dominic Solanke want to be a backup? I don't think so. I don't think Solanke would want to be a backup. Premier League proven striker backup. I can't think of one, to be honest. Who can be a backup in the Premier League for us? Premier League proven. Danny Ings. Callum Wilson. Oh, my days. Actually, Callum Wilson's probably not a bad shout. Callum Wilson's pretty good, but how much is he going to... Some people are saying Fofana. Is Fofana Premier League proven? David Datra Fofana, Premier League proven. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. Himanshu saying Haaland. Marva, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. There was a time I really liked Dominic Calvert-Lewin, man, and then obviously the injury killed him. He might be on the way up now. He might be on the way up. He might be on the way up. But yeah, look, this whole Osimhen situation, all I'm going to say, I think there's something about it. I think there is some truth behind this Osimhen deal. I really do. Mateta, Mateta as a backup. You know what? Fair play, man. But we need to. Do we want to jump the gun on Mateta straight away? Like, obviously, he's been a boss in recent times. He's monster striker. But I want to see how he continues, right? I want to see how he continues. Yeah, don't forget Nkunku. Yep, don't forget Nkunku. Of course, don't forget Nkunku. Look, all I'm going to say is that I think there are some truth around the whole Osimhen situation because this is not a recent thing. We've been linked with Osimhen for a long time. There's a lot of ex-Chelsea players that have been wanting to pushing Osimhen to come to Chelsea as well. Didier Drogba, John Obi Mikel. And if you guys remember on social media not that long ago, I think someone said, Osimhen, please come to Chelsea. And he liked it, or he put an emoji like that or something like that. There could be a big shout that he comes to Chelsea Football Club. There could be a big shout. Europe will go a long way. If we make it to Europe, I think they'll go a long way. So yeah, watch this space in regards to Osimhen. Now, in regards to Cole Palmer, ladies and gentlemen. Cole Palmer, ladies and gentlemen, what a sensational season. Chelsea 2023-2024 Player of the Year and Chelsea 2023-2024 Player of the Year. Cole Palmer cleaning up the awards, absolutely deserves it. I think the last time a particular player that was able to do this on their first season, I believe, was Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard was the last time a brand new player coming in the first season was able to take up all of these awards. Mata as well. Okay, Mata as well. Huge accolade for Cole Palmer. He's absolutely killed it this season. Without him, I think we would have been dead, man. Tim B, thank you so much for the super chat. Osimhen big chance conversion rate is more than double Jackson's, who has missed the most in Europe. Chelsea create the second most big chances in the Premier League. There you go. We need a ruthless finisher. Check some of these stats out for Cole Palmer this season. 31 Premier League games, 21 Premier League goals and 9 assists. That is incredible. One more assist and it'll be double. Double digits in goals and double digits in assists. FA Cup, 1 goal, 2 assists. Carabao Cup, 2 goals, 2 assists. I think the Super Cup and the Community Shield, obviously, those were for Manchester City. But overall, 26 goals for the season and 13 assists. Wow. Incredible. Richie's hour, thank you so much for the super chat. Julian Alvarez, backup Premier League. Oh, man. Julian Alvarez, I would take him in a heartbeat. I like Julian Alvarez a lot. But backup to Chelsea? No, I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. But ladies and gentlemen, Cole Palmer, man, what a sensational piece of business. Joe Shields, big up to Joe Shields for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, what a revelation this season for Chelsea Football Club. Absolute revelation. And do you know what I like about Cole Palmer? And I hope he stays like this, because I think Cole Palmer's about to get a brand new contract from Chelsea Football Club, and it's well-deserved. I think he's on basic salaries at Chelsea right now, and rightly so. Obviously, coming from Manchester City, not really proven. Of course, you've won everything. Like Cole Palmer, in terms of experience, has seen it all. He's won everything at Manchester City, right? Multiple times as well. But obviously, he didn't get the opportunity, that he wants, that he wanted. And it's very difficult in Manchester City. There's a plethora of good players, right? So, of course, he comes to Chelsea Football Club. He's on basic wages. Now he kills it at Chelsea Football Club this season. Absolutely ripped it apart. Goals, assists, everything. And he's on the verge of getting a new contract with Chelsea. And the contract is going to be a bumper deal, apparently. Maybe double the money. Who knows? Close to 150k plus. Maybe even 180k. And probably deserves it. All I just want to say is that Cole Palmer, just stay humble, man. Always stay humble. And yeah, don't let the money get to you. Thrive for more. The one really big attribute, like Cole Palmer is so talented, right? He's so damn talented. There's no two ways about that. Technically gifted. He's got a bit of pace about him as well. Like he can defeat players. He can go past players. He's not a Mickey Mouse in that regard either. Scores really, really good goals too. Assists, got the vision. The one thing I'll say is that just keep staying hungry like this, Cole Palmer. One of the biggest things I liked about Cole Palmer this season is he's never satisfied. He's always looking for more goals, more assists, more goals. You know, some players, they get happy after a goal. After a couple of goals, that's it. My job's done. I just want to relax. Cole Palmer is relentless. He's going for more and more and more and more. And I love that. Just stay like this, Cole Palmer. Always stay like this. Never be satisfied. Set high standards for yourself. And hopefully your teammates can follow you and look at you like a role model. So look, I'm so keen to see Cole Palmer next season, see how he goes next season. Of course, next season, a lot of the Premier League defenders will know a lot more about Cole Palmer. And they will definitely try their level best to keep him quiet. So I want to see how he elevates his game to the next level. Very important. And keep smashing it. And then hopefully one day at Chelsea Football Club, you get that unbelievable lucrative offer, 300 plus K per week. So let's see what happens. Right now, I think the next deal that he's going to get potentially will be double the money. And I hope he cleans up. I hope we make it into Europe and into Europa League. And I hope Cole Palmer plays a big role for us in Europa as well, which is going to be huge. But obviously, we still need to make it to Europe. So a lot of twists and turns still to happen. Let's take some of your comments before we wrap things up. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, take a moment right now. I'm going to take some of your comments. Smash the like button, guys, please. Well over 330 people live right now. Smash the like button. Get those likes up. Pump those likes up. Pump it. Pump those likes up to well over 300. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you enjoy the channel, enjoy the interaction, subscribe. Hutch, that brother Pep wanted a Rice-Rodri pivot. For F's sake, Pep needs to be kicked out of the league. He's too greedy. Watch out for Adam Wharton, next England sensation. He is a player, man. He is definitely a player. There's no two ways about that. Our sporting directors, I'll tell you what, there have been some picks. They've made some interesting picks, man. And they were looking at Adam Wharton as well. We were all laughing that, who's this Adam Wharton guy? They knew what they were doing with Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton, right foot, left foot. He can cross from anywhere. He's very good dribbler. He's got it all, man. He's got it all. And the passing ability as well. Chelsea Empire, forget Osimhen, give Mudryk to Bayern plus money and bring in Musiala. We could use that 20% discounted clause we have on Musiala. That would be my dream scenario, but extremely unlikely. It is extremely unlikely indeed. Joshua Miz, Crystal Palace next season will get Europe. I think Olise and Eze stay. Look, I would love them to stay and just see how Oliver Glasner's football goes next season. It will be interesting to see. I think if they stay, Crystal Palace could potentially clean up with these players. If Olise and Eze stay for another season, I reckon the season after, if they kill it next season, I reckon the season after, both these players, Olise and Eze, will be worth in excess of 70, 80 million. Easy. They're young as well. So easy. Dortmund winning their UCL will be a big slap to Chelsea and Man United. I think a bigger slap to Man United because Sancho's breakup with Man United was sour. Like Sancho, I don't think a lot of Man United fans will say, and it depends who you talk to, right? A lot of people will say, oh, Sancho's attitude wasn't good at Man United. A lot of people will say, no, Sancho's attitude was good, but it's the manager that didn't treat him right. I don't know what's true, what's not true. Bottom line is, it didn't end well. it didn't end well with Man United. We all saw what happened. Erik ten Hag said a few things, and then Sancho came on social media, denied all of that, and then obviously went sour. With Maatsen, that wasn't the case. With Maatsen, it wasn't sour. Maatsen just wasn't getting any game time, so he left. He went on a loan. Whereas with Sancho, it was sour. It was sour. So I think it's a bigger slap for Man United. I don't think it's a huge slap for Chelsea. It's a slap. Maybe just a flick. Maybe a flick. But yeah, of course, it's a bit of an issue. Big up to Kafka's view in the house. Hit the like button for Ms. Crazy work rate. Appreciate that, my brother. We need to link up again sometime, hopefully soon, man. We need to talk. I think last time people really enjoyed our conversation. Pulisic was in the same boat as Sancho, and now there is rumors Tuchel will join Milan. Okay, well, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Bye.